allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Justin.
She got it.
Okay. You're recording. Call the December 11th, 2023 council meeting to order. 7 p.m. Clerk, call the roll.
Alderman Jose. Alderman Amundson.
Here.
Alderman Greiner.
Here, virtually.
Yeah.
Thank you. Alderman Newhouse.
Here.
Alderman Babb.
Here.
Alderman Newman.
Here. Also present, Clerk Steele, Deputy Treasurer Reynolds, Water Superintendent Merritt, Street Superintendent Smith, Police Chief Merritt, Fire Chief Herman-Ninsky, Office Manager H.R. Minson, Building Inspector Dearborn, and Attorney Herman. I have nothing. Clerk?
I have just the reminder that the meeting, the final meeting of the month will be December 26th on a Tuesday. And then I will need to have an exec for compensation of specific personnel.
Okay. And Christmas party this Friday.
Christmas party for the council and employees is this Friday, Maria.
Yes.
At what time?
5:30.
And that's at Guild's, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Anything else?
I have nothing.
Deputy Treasurer?
No report.
Mr. Attorney?
No report.
Mr. Inspector?
Yeah, an update on the property at 1118 Wesley Road. He was here this last week and submitted plans for a building addition which will be added on to the existing building. He's in the process of getting a building permit application completed, which at that time I will approve it. If it goes according to the plans he submitted, I've got the plans already. If you're interested with the plans, they're in the office. And I believe the electrical permit has also been issued. They're going to be bringing in some supplies this week. And he asked me if he could store them inside the building rather than out. I told them that was their building, and yes, they can put their supplies in the building if they want to. And that's all I have at this time.
Okay, appreciate it. Any communications?
I have none.
Citizens wishing to address the council. Before we begin that, since we have quite a few people here, I'm going to keep the comments down to 3 minutes per individual. Okay? Can you just state your name and your address for the record, please?
Certainly. Michelle Valentine, 203 Beloit Road. I'm coming tonight as not just a citizen, but also a member of the Board of Trustees of the Marquette Heights Library, and how the potential selling of the Liberty Hall could affect us and the community. We are able to have our larger events here, which also bring in people outside of our community into our community. It is a way that we can showcase everything that Marquette Heights has and provide our citizens with activities that are low cost, if not free. My other concerns is that it's also been used as a heating and cooling center. What is the plan for that? What other options have been explored? And what are like the long-term plans for the property?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other citizens wishing to address the council?
Hey everybody, if you don't already know, I'm the current library director of the Marquette Heights Public Library, and I'm here representing the library patrons, library board, and library staff and volunteers. And once again, just standing up for, in the hopes that you'll consider the long-term plans for not selling Liberty Hall and explore all of your options for, community grants and other community options for upgrades and with respect and gratitude for us being able to use that building. I did some counts, and we served we had about 31 to 32 programs since the start of the fiscal year in May, and served just under 200 people. And those are a variety of programs for children and up to senior citizens, everything from weekly yoga class to the summer library programs to magic shows, informational programs, and paint nights, and programs that are more easily accessible to people with wheelchairs, walkers, rollators, and things like that. So, again, I do beseech to you that you're not just looking at the cost of the building or how much money you could make by potentially selling it, but what you might be losing by selling off the community spaces that are places for people to gather, form community connections, and make positive memories in their community. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other citizens wishing to address the council? Sure.
Hi, I'm Anthony Thaller, 706 Joliet Road. I'm here just to inquire about the portion of Independence Park that is being sold to the Men's Club. I actually am a member of the Peoria Area Mountain Bike Association, and we are the ones that maintain and take care of the trail system out here. You guys all know about the trail system, so I don't have to explain it to you. So I'm just curious to know exactly what portion is planning on being sold.
Well, the bike trail is not included in any of that.
Yeah, there's only one little portion that actually goes on Marquette Heights property. Obviously, the one straight behind the Ball Diamond, and there's actually some that go right next to the actually Morton building, and so forth. I was just here to
Yep.
find out what's going on.
There's no portion that of the bike trail that would be affected.
Great.
Good enough. You're welcome. Any other?
Chris Hermasinski, 205 Kaskaskia. Two concerns I have is, number one, there has not been a single citizen in favor of the sale of Liberty Hall that has approached council in these chambers. And yet this council still is moving forward with attempting to pass the resolution to sell it. That's a little disconcerting, as the council is supposed to be serving the best interest of the citizens and their wishes, not their own agendas. And also, secondly, the resolution to sell a specific portion of land in Independence Park has not been discussed openly with anybody in the community. It has never been discussed in an open meeting. To me, it just seems like the council is trying to pull one over on the city, trying to pass something through really quick, trying not to get any pushback. And there's been a lot going on in executive that's not being told to the community. And I think that's the transparency of this council is lacking greatly. I would just like moving forward that before things go on the agenda, to ensure they're talked about in an open meeting. Selling assets of the city without letting the public know what it's about, who's it going to, why are we selling it, is just doesn't feel right to me. I'll leave it at that.
Good. Any other citizens wishing to address it? Yep.
Mike Lawrence, 207 Decatur Road. I also have questions about the sale of a specific portion of land in Independence Park. What exactly is that? Is that buildings? Is that just land? What would be included for $80,000 sale price?
Would you like to answer that, Ron?
Yeah, that was everything. Land and building.
Land and buildings?
Yeah.
So
The Men's Club built a building.
yes, but with the appraisal, that's only $100,000 then?
The appraisal was just for land. 80,000.
But the ILCS states that it has to be listed for sale at 80% of fair appraisal.
That's the minimum, right? That's the
So,
minimum.
so everything's only valued at $100,000.
No, where'd you get that from?
Well, 80% of $100,000 would be $80,000.
Oh, sure.
So it's valued at higher than that, and it's being sold for less than 80%.
The bid, I mean, this whole thing,
started because we just went through all the city's properties to see which ones we could sell. There were some interested parties. It wasn't just picked out of you know, let's start here. It's picked out over the whole listing of what the city owns. So we started with that. Then Men's Club had interest in buying it, and we just started talking about it. The council determined, or we thought that there was a conflict of interest between the mayor being a member of the Men's Club and on the council to be a member, to be a conflict of interest. So we talked about it between ourselves to start. There's no formal discussion, no setting of prices. It was just a starting place. And that's the way it is now.
It will be voted on tonight to actually sell it or to just put it for sale for $80,000.
The mayor put that on the agenda. I didn't put it on the agenda. You have to ask him why he put it on the agenda. I don't know.
So what's being voted on tonight? To sell it or to put an $80,000 price tag for anyone to buy it?
The resolution is so that the city could sell the property.
So the city will take open bids, or the city's
Not
just...
necessarily. It's. Correct me if I'm wrong, Attorney Herman. City government can sell property in 3 different ways: private sale, commercial, or sealed bid.
All 3 of those are available.
Okay.
And do all 3 of those require being publicly listed for 30 days?
No.
So what, on a legal aspect, what's your opinion on the mayor of the city also being the president of the organization that wants to purchase city land at a very,
I'm
very
not
discounted rate?
I'm not the president of the organization.
He's president of
That's on next month.
Right. Okay, so are you an elected official with the Marquette Heights Mens Club?
No.
Well,
Yes.
was elected. Last meeting.
Right now, I'm a member of the Marquette Heights Mens Club.
Were you elected to be the next president?
What's your question?
That's your question.
So if I write an $80,001 check right now, can I purchase the same land that's being offered to the Men's Club, or is it exclusively being offered to that one organization?
Hold the piece of property for $80,000.
And
Correct.
anyone can pay
No.
$80,000 and get that.
No. Then it has to be decided against this council how to sell the property, whether they're going to do private bid, correct?
So, well, it depends. If you wish to proceed based on a direct contract, you need an appraisal for what is being sold. In this case, my understanding is it's the real estate and any improvements thereon. So you need an appraisal that addresses the value of the real estate plus any improvements thereon. And then you can sell it in a contract for 80% or more of the appraised value. You can pass ordinance providing for the sale through a sealed bid process, which has nothing to do with an appraisal. You just identify what you want to sell and then how you wish to sell it. There are other alternatives, but those are the 2 primary ones.
Okay.
I think that's all my questions. Thank you.
Any other citizens wishing to address? Okay.
You didn't answer his question.
Are you gonna be number? Name's Rick Higgins. I live on Beloit Road. Why didn't you answer the man's question about being elected to be the president of the men's club?
Because he wasn't called on.
I'm asking now.
What is your question, sir?
Why wouldn't you answer the question being elected to the men's club? Starting next month or whatever it is. What'd you say, next month?
Next month.
Have I been elected the president of the
Yeah,
men's
he
club
asked
for
you,
next month?
You didn't answer, so I.
That's because he
just wanna
wasn't
know.
up at the podium, sir.
And
I
the
didn't
men's club
recognize
is
him.
what wants to buy the,
Wait for his answer.
sounds like there's some kind of deal going on here to me. I think should be put on a referendum before the people of Marquette Heights. Cause
Okay.
it seems like there's a lot of conflict of interest going on here.
Could I have your address, please? I'm sorry.
122 Beloit Road.
Thank you.
Okay.
You didn't answer answer his question.
Are you gonna, you never answered my question.
I'm here to listen to comments, sir.
You're not here to, lawyer, is there conflict of interest with him being elected president, if that's who this gonna be sold to?
So the public comments are an opportunity for members of the public to state what they wish the council to know and consider during their conduct.
So you won't answer my question either?
It's not a Q&A session, sir.
So I gotta get a lawyer to do this?
I mean, if you want legal advice, I'd suggest you do so.
Okay, thank you.
Any other citizens wishing to address the council?
I'm Todd Fortier, 109 Deloitte Road, Marquette Heights. I've been with the city of Marquette Heights over 21 years, worked with the Men's Club when they were back in the pavilion, moved into the woods, sat here through several councils where we decided that the last building was the last building, then the next council put on concrete. We used to clean things out of the woods, now we leave things in the woods. For the most part, Spook Hollow has taken over what used to be a beautiful piece of land. If we allow them to purchase that property, they have 100% right to cut down any trees that are in Tree City, USA on their purchased property. Would they still be exempt from a building permit like they are currently because they are on city land? They would not be privately owned land, so maybe we would make some money on a building permit. But that would be the only action that council can take about any future plans at Spook Hollow. That would be to approve or not approve a building permit. I don't think that this is in the best interest of the city. The lack of transparency, even in the last 15 minutes in front of this council, is appalling and frankly really frustrating for me because we fought for this city to be something that everybody could be proud of and be wide open. We encourage people to come and attend these meetings, and then this is what they're met with is it's common knowledge. I mean, it's not like people are making things up. It's just a simple admission, yes or no. I don't know whether it's a conflict of interest, but it's still, whether it's legal or illegal, it still does not look ethical. And that's what really gives everybody an issue. Thank you for your time.
Any other citizens?
Hi, I'm Amy Fowler. I live at 706 Joliet Road. And I just have a question also about the part of the park. I know you answered that there was no part of the trails involved, but I just didn't know if you had a map or any kind of mapping where we could just see the section of the park that you're looking at selling. That's what I was wondering.
Like, do you?
That's part of the resolution, which I haven't seen, so I don't know.
I didn't have a map attached to it.
The resolution hasn't even been given to the councilman yet, so I don't even know why we're even talking about this.
I guess just because we saw it, it's listed as new business. And looking at the trail map, we do see that this section, that's just right up there too, that just shows the part of land that the city owns. So I was just wondering, when we look at the trail that goes through, just, if you had a map that we could just see the portion of land, that's all.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm looking for one.
Any other citizen?
Yes. David Dearborn, 102. 200 Beloit Road.
Let's get the date.
The attorney for the city just said that under citizens to address the council, this is meant as an opportunity for citizens to wish to have their wishes or thoughts made known to the council, that it is not a question and answer period. As long as I was on the council and on the mayor, when a citizen addressed the council, we were more than willing to answer their questions if they had any at that time. Now, maybe this isn't a question and answer period, but it should be, and it always was until tonight, as far as I know. And I have been here for 24 years at every council meeting, except for relatively few. So when a citizen has a question, to address to you, I think you owe it to them to give an answer. And if you're gonna change this so that it's not a question and answer period, you need to so state it ahead of time. Because we have always answered their questions when they address the council under citizens wishing to address the council. And to change that at this particular time, I think is extremely inappropriate. And that's all I have to say at this particular time, because I don't think you'll answer any of my questions.
Any other citizens?
Dale, 102 Algonquin. First of all, I want to thank all the elected officials for being here. It's a tough position to be sitting in those seats. To sit here and listen to the residents voice their concerns and opinions, and then you have to make a decision based on those opinions. So my heart goes out to you on that. First off, on the Liberty Hall, I was at the committee meeting. I think everyone was here, I think, other than Alderman Newman, for that meeting. Just to reiterate what a couple other people said, once the building's gone, what are you going to do about warming centers, cooling centers, social activities? There's no other structure in this community that will house any event like that. You see the room is 90% full tonight, and anytime you would have a meeting like this, you'd have nowhere to go other than if you can ask the school to use the gymnasium. During COVID, we used Liberty Hall to maintain distance. Once that structure is gone, it's gone. And it's not really costing the city money. If it costs you $2,000 a year to maintain that structure, so be it. It's an asset. It's no different from the cost of a fire truck that you spend $500,000 on, and then you have to replace it. It's just something the community needs, and you should not be selling Liberty Hall. On to number 3 of the new business, the resolution to sell land and building in Independence Park. Was a member in the Men's Club for 40 years. I was the president for 7 years. I was the president when we built the first building. Nothing in anything that's been brought up tonight, and I don't know if it was brought up in executive session, but how do you sell a building that has a lease agreement on it? The land was leased to the Men's Club, and they put their building on it at their cost. That building was built the size it is, so that in the lease, if the Men's Club were to ever disband, it would go back to the city, and that building could be used for street department, water department. That's why it has those big doors on there. Otherwise, there would be no need to have that building that size with that high roof. So we planned, when I was the president back then, just in case. When that building, if that building is sold, there's no easement back there. Let's look to the future, 30 years from now, 50 years, 100 years from now, because there's a 99-year lease on that. Heaven forbid the Men's Club disband, and they sell it to someone else. The city has no control of what goes in there, and it's right next to our water tower. What if a farmer wants to buy that from a defunct Men's Club and put fertilizer in there? Have we considered that, how close it is to our water supply? You don't know what's going in there. You don't know if there's flammables. You don't know if there's explosives. You will have no control over that, and there's no easement back there. You as a council, under the lease agreement, can give the Men's Club rights to travel back and forth to that property. If they were to sell it, the council, the city has no control over that property anymore. As far as the structures go, I think the price on here is grossly underbid, and I think that's because the Men's Club owns it, and we're going to sell it to them cheap. The first building was around $55,000. The second edition was $68,000, and I don't recall what the third edition on that building was, but you're talking close to $250,000 just in structures to put it up. Now you can use the excuse of, well, they put the buildings there. Well, it was under the lease agreement that they built it, and they could use it for 99 years. But they have to maintain it. So I don't know where Alderman Bad don't take this inappropriate, but when you look at what cost the city this, and we're trying to sell things to raise money, is they should be the ones paying for that, and I know they do. They've paid the risk insurance and the power bills and all that, so there should be no cost to the city for that building or land. But what I would agree with, I don't know who said it earlier, is once that property is sold in the middle of the park, they can do whatever they want with it. They can cut down trees, they can put up other buildings. My question to the council and the city is, why would you sell a landlocked piece of property in the middle of a public park to an entity that 20, 30, 40 years from now, if they want to sell it, they can sell it to whoever they want to sell it, and now the city and the city council at that time has no control of what happens to that property. And my main concern is, it's 100 feet, 200 feet from our water supply. So take that into consideration. Just remember, they already have a lease on it. I don't see a need that they need to own it. There's no benefit, because I don't think the council's ever said, no, you can't do something to your building or modify it or anything like that. So thanks for your consideration.
Any other citizens? Here are none. Reports standing committee, water and sewer.
We had a small water main break today down on St. Clair. Water department was able to locate the water main break, repair the water main break, and backfill the water main break. No need to issue a boil order, and we were able to do everything in-house. So, kudos, good job, guys.
Yeah.
Other than that, you got anything else?
All good.
All right.
Okay. Law enforcement.
If anybody's noticed, the new garage has arrived. Most of the structure's up already. They say they should, hopefully if things work out, they should be done by tomorrow night. So,
Okay.
other than that, it's all good.
All right.
Okay, that's it.
Fire.
Reggie,
Yes, this weekend we will be doing our food baskets. We are filling and sorting Saturday at Marquette Elementary. And then Sunday we're going shopping in the morning, and then we're going to start delivering at 1 o'clock. We'll be delivering out of the school.
Okay. Good. Anything else?
Nope.
Does anyone have anything for streets? Tim?
We haven't got the new truck back yet. It's supposed to, according to the gentleman that I talked to, it's supposed to be tomorrow. And the sweeper is down again. It might end up being that hydraulic pump.
Okay. All right.
That's all I have.
Okay. Anyone else have anything for streets? Parks and buildings.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. First of all, I can't see you citizens, but I did hear all of your addressees to the council, and I want to thank you for those addressees. Regarding parks and buildings, first of all, I don't know how many of you were there on the 3rd, but the Christmas tree lighting was a huge success. Thank you to Jenny and the library, the fire department, the Sinski family for flipping our switch this year, as well as the fire department, public works, everybody who came together for that. I greatly appreciate it. I apologize for not being in person today. I am COVID positive, so I figured I would just not infect you all, if that's all right. And then I did want to address a few things. I apologize for citizens who have not been consistently in the meetings this fall. I've been in a graduate program that has not allowed me to be on site for meetings on Monday nights, but I am back. I did want to address a couple of things that are on the agenda. Some of them were brought up during the committee meeting. It is number 9 on the consent agenda regarding the rental fees, the revised rental fees for Independence Park and Marquette Heights Park Pavilions. as a potential change, right? And then under new business, a proposed revised rental fees for Liberty Hall effective January 1. Part of that Liberty Hall, I've been in contact with TJ specifically regarding the meeting last week that I was not in attendance of, and I did just want to provide some additional information that was not in the packet that TJ provided, just so that we are all on the same page of what Liberty Hall use actually breaks down as. So just so everyone on the council is aware, we, of our use of Liberty Hall, of city, non-citizen rental, non-resident rental, city use, and no charge use, of that free use, that's actually 72% of the reason that we use Liberty Hall. And we only charge about 28% of rentals. Of those that we don't charge, well, let's start with the city use. Actually, 43% of the use of Liberty Hall is actually via city use, whether that be the fire department, the police department, city employees who are using the facilities, or the library. And of that, just so you all are aware, the library, of that 42.8%, the library uses just under 83% of Liberty Hall for all of our use. In terms of our no charge rentals, and for those who are who may not be aware, no charge rentals are for nonprofits. We currently do not charge for funerals or celebration of life. We do not charge churches, anything that's outside of city use. And just under 29% of our use at Liberty Hall is no charge. And the highest use of that is Men's Club at 80.4%. So I did ask TJ and the office to help come up with numbers that would potentially help offset the deficit that we're looking at. And so you would have seen those in the emails regarding the agenda documents. TJ and I talked about potentially re-adding day rates. Sorry, I apologize. COVID on my brain. This would include a potential daily or half-day for churches and nonprofits that are within or outside of Marquette Heights. Our private course would continue, and then funeral receptions. The cost is minimal. Churches and nonprofits that are within Marquette Heights, you're looking at $50 a day or $25 for a half day. But if we look, sorry, I don't have my final numbers here. I apologize. I've been down for the. If I just the number of rentals, let's just say I'm going to use the Men's Club for an example, just because I have that number right here. If they did full day rentals of all of their rentals that's an extra $50 for the city alone, which almost completely covers our deficit. If we look at even the half day rentals of $25, you're looking at just under $1,000. So, and that's just the Men's Club. That does not include the other rentals, the other no charge rentals that we do with Liberty Hall. So I did want to at least bring that information to the council's attention. And then that's all I currently have. Tim, I'm sorry I haven't had a chance to catch up with you. I'm still finishing grad school and COVID. So if you have anything else, I'd love for you to share it.
No, I don't have nothing else.
Okay.
That's all, Mr. Mayor.
All right. Thank you. Planning.
There'll be a planning committee meeting tomorrow night at 7:15 here at the office, here at the city council meeting.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Nothing on old business. Moving on to the consent agenda. Any items wishing to be removed from the consent agenda? Not, I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda in its entirety.
So moved. Second.
Questions? Clerk, call the roll.
Alderman Babb.
Aye.
Alderman Newman.
Aye.
Alderman Amundson.
Aye.
Alderman Greiner.
Aye.
Alderman Newhouse.
Aye.
All right, number 7, the approval of the 2024 tax levy is ordinance 946. Number 10, approving amending Title 10, Chapter 4, Section 4-3, redemption fees for impound animals, ordinance number 942. Number 11, approve the removal of Chapter 12, home occupant. Gosh, I can't talk.
Occupants?
Thank you. No, occupation.
Oh.
From the City Code, ordinance 943. And approve the amendment to Title 9, Chapter 6, Section 1, updating the water sewer customer deposit amount to current ordinance 944. And one page over. Number 14, approve the amendment to Title 2, Chapter 3, Section 6, deleting this section as the fee is set and approved in the Title 4, Chapter 1, Section 2, Building Code Amendments 945. One more.
Section 4 or Section 6?
I have Section 4.
Okay, because you said 6.
I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from.
I don't know either.
Approve the Paid Leave for All Workers Act Ordinance 941. Now I'm done.
No, okay. All right, moving on to new business. Alderman Bab?
Not my item, I didn't put it on there.
I'd entertain a motion.
I make a motion to table this resolution to sell Liberty Hall in the amount of $135,000.
Do we hear a second?
Second.
Second. Clerk?
Alderman Greiner?
I'm sorry, I was trying to unmute myself. I just had a question about the tabling. Does that mean that this is potentially back on for potential changes later and we're not actually making a decision tonight?
A motion to table means that it is moved to the next regular meeting.
So we're gonna draw it out longer?
So the motion on the table, from a legal perspective, is to not take action tonight, place it on the agenda for the next regular meeting, at which time it would be right for another motion.
I retract my
Nay.
motion.
Oh. Wait.
I retract my motion.
Do you
retract it?
Motion's been retracted.
Can I do that now?
Oh, it's your motion. You can do whatever you wish.
Motion's been retracted. Okay.
So how do we move forward?
Take a vote.
I make a motion to approve the resolution to sell Liberty Hall, amount of $135,000.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay. Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Greiner?
Nay.
Alderman Babb?
Nay.
Alderman Newhouse?
Nay.
Alderman Amundson?
Nay.
Alderman Newman?
No.
Motion does not pass.
Okay. Liberty Hall will not be for sale. Item number 2, I would entertain a motion to approve the revised rental fees for Liberty Hall effective January 1st, 2024.
So moved?
Second.
Questions?
Does she need to repeat that?
Did you say so moved or no moved?
I said so moved, I'm just congested.
No, it's okay. They mean drastically different things, so we wanted to check.
They do mean, I appreciate the clarification. Yes, so, S-O. S is in Sierra.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Amundson?
Aye.
Alderman Newman?
Aye.
Alderman Greiner?
Aye.
Alderman Newhouse?
Aye.
Alderman Babb?
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay. Item number 3.
I make a motion to approve resolution the sale of specific portion of land in Independence Park in the amount of $80,000.
Is there a second?
Second.
Questions? Mr. Attorney?
Can we be
Comment.
we be presented a resolution?
You can't approve a resolution you don't have. 2, I note that this is approving the resolution of a specific portion of land. The law requires that any appraisal this is based on be for what's being sold. I'm not clear because there's improvements on the property, whether we intend to sell the building as well, in which case my understanding is the appraisal does not account for that.
That's correct.
So any approval tonight that contemplates the sale of the building as well as the land will need to be contingent upon it appraising out to include the building and still being within the statutory 80% of the sale price. So that, I just wanted to put that on the record as part of the concerns tonight.
Appreciate it. Okay, Clerk?
Alderman Newman,
Nay.
Alderman Newhouse,
Nay.
Alderman Babb,
Nay.
Alderman Amundson,
Nay.
Alderman Griner.
Nay.
Motion does not pass.
Okay. Item number 4, I would entertain a motion to approve the paid leave for all workers.
Don't have a 4.
I was gonna say, wait a minute, wasn't that in the consent agenda?
That was on consent, I think.
Yeah.
Why is it on mine?
Because I didn't change it.
Oh, okay.
Ours is different.
Ours are different.
They are.
Hey,
Problem.
Apparently.
it's on mine, I'm just going by what's on here. Okay. So that's all for new business. Any citizens wishing to address the council? Yeah. Go ahead. Data?
Danny Dearborn, 200 Beloit. In regard to the resolutions that you just failed, I want to thank you. You listen to the people, you represent the people, and you did a good job. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other citizens? Go ahead.
Say a little one or two, I'll go again. I'm just gonna reiterate what Mr. Dearborn said. I always want to approach the council and say, you listen to the residents, you listen to everybody who lives here, and we appreciate you listening to us and taking action the way you did. And we hope that in the future, if something like this comes up, that you would make sure that the residents are aware of it too. And on behalf of my family and everyone who lives in this town, thank you for that vote.
Any other citizens? Go ahead.
Excuse me, I don't move as good as I used to.
None of us do.
Okay, reiterate what they've said.
Could you state your name again?
Rick Higgins, 122 Beloit.
Thank you.
What they said, thank you. But like what he said, before anything like this comes up again, you know, it would be nice if the people of the town know about it. Because I bet if the people of the town knew about it, you couldn't fill Liberty Hall. I mean, it'd be shoulder to shoulder inside there if the people knew you're wanting to sell off the land. Instead of doing backdoor with it all. I shouldn't say that. Instead of not informing the people of it. You know, that's all I gotta say. Just please inform the people. And what I meant by a lawyer was they should get a simple question answered. You'd have to get a lawyer to get a specific question just answered. That's what I meant by that. Nothing against you, nothing against anybody else, but I can't understand why you wouldn't answer a simple question. Thank you.
Any other citizens wishing to address the council? Hearing none? Any other business pertaining to the city?
Somebody please.
Oh,
entertain a
Yes,
motion.
personnel,
What about personnel?
Compensation.
compensation.
What is it?
Compensation regarding a specific category of personnel, right?
Yes.
Do I hear a
I'll
second?
second
Okay.
There's Alderman Griner,
that. Aye.
Alderman Newhouse,
Aye.
Alderman Babb, Alderman Newman.
7:44.